By the end of this video, you're going to have the tools that you need to start building out your 9 to 5 exit plan. So if you've been looking and been thinking about leaving, we're going to have 5 tiny shifts that you can start implementing immediately. As soon as this video ends, you can actually start implementing some of these small shifts to get you to start thinking or start moving in the direction of owning your own business. Or maybe you've even tried to test the waters, but then felt completely overwhelmed. I've been there, and I really wish someone had told me that you can take baby steps that build up over time instead of creating this rush, you need to have it figured out situation that literally just sends you in a tailspin where you try and then you hit an obstacle and then you give up for like the next 3 weeks and then you pick it up again 3 weeks later or 3 months later, and it's just an ongoing cycle of starting and stopping and being confused. So I'm here telling you right now that you can slow it down. You do not need to stress yourself into a new life. You could do it in a measured way, in a way that takes care of yourself, that makes sure that you're still nurturing yourself. I'm not a fan of the hustle and grind, burn the midnight oil, burn your candle on both ends. I don't think we were designed to show up in that way. I think there's power in presence, in calmness, and in moving at your own pace. So I'm going to share the 5 shifts that you can start implementing immediately to start moving yourself out of the 9 to 5 without stressing yourself while doing it. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so we've got a new game, right? Because some moms are not sure what to comment. You know, when to stand a chance to win the one-on-one, some people are not sure what to comment, and so I've decided to start off this game where each video is going to have a code. So the numbers are going to show up throughout the video. I think I first saw this on, what's his name, that Bartlett guy, Diary of a CEO. And I was like, actually, cool idea, because you can just write down the numbers, right, that you find throughout the video. That way, only the people who have the numbers in the right order are eligible to win, and it's an easy way to comment, really. Okay, so I think that will make it easier for everyone, that you just write down whatever code this video has, and then all the people with the right code are the ones who are eligible to get a one-on-one. I hope that makes sense. So that's what we're doing now. You do still need to be subscribed. I'm just helping with the comment part. So you do still need to be subscribed, and obviously this makes sure that you watch the whole video, because why wouldn't you? Why would you not want to watch the whole video when I am actually just giving you gems? So the very first shift that does not need you to be leaving your job is you can think about what your why is. I know, it's so boring. I remember feeling this way as well, where every single coach or every single person who's starting a business is asking you to get very clear about why you're doing it, right? And I mean, my answer was always money, duh. Like, why else would I be waking up to be doing all of this? But then you realize that you need something that's beyond the money, because you need something that's going to keep you steady, that's going to keep you showing up before the money shows up, right? And I guess this is, we're moms, so this is the part where it's like you want to be present for your kids. You want to be there for every recital. You just want to show up for them. And that may sound enough, and that's probably where you've stopped, that this is what you want. And that's where I was as well, right? Where it was just like, of course I want to stay with my kids, or I want to be part of raising them without missing a beat. And then you ask yourself, why? You know, I mean, there are other kids who don't have this situation and they've turned out okay, right? They've turned out all right. So why do you have to be with your kids? And why does this product, this service, why do you need to be the one who brings it forward? Like, what is the bigger mission? And I'll give you an example. My bigger mission is that I want to create a world where moms are liberated financially and just live in abundance in any way that they feel is abundant and secure and makes them feel solid in themselves. And the bigger picture of that is happy and secure moms raise really secure children, which trickles down into having a better society in the future. And I know it sounds wild, right? Because the vehicle I'm using, one of the vehicles that are being used is helping mothers create businesses that feel like them, that are them, that come from the gifts that they naturally have, right? And someone may look at that and be like, girl, it's not that deep. And really, you could decide it's not that deep, or it can be that deep, because when it is then that deep, I recognize what a big part I'm playing in moving a society into a different space, into a different way of being, how I am part of the solution to kids being raised better, kids being raised by happier moms. And so then it becomes big mission. It becomes, I'm not going to fulfill it for every single woman on earth, but I'm going to die trying, right? I'm going to put myself out there as often as I can to get as many moms as I can to be on this level of, this is how you can live. You can live in a way that does not have you abandoning yourself or betraying yourself. Because if you do want to raise your kids and still be able to make money without it being an extra stress, and you're like, you should be able to. And there are vehicles, there are ways to do exactly that. So that's my big why. Anyway, we chat about all of these kinds of things in the Mom Shift WhatsApp group. It's the Mom Shift Circle. The link will be in the description. You can join us. It's a free community, just hanging out. It's really chilled. We chat about things that are helping us shift towards living the life that we feel we were designed for. You can check that link out in the description. Next, you're going to pick a business model that works with you and the rhythm of your family. Okay, so for example, my kids go to a 3-term school. So every 3 months-ish, we then have to take a break, because then they go on a month-long break. So we have to take a break collectively. So this is how I end up having membership that runs for 3 months at a time, and then go on a month-long break where I'm like doing work softly. Okay, so I'll definitely take a week off where I'm switched off, nothing's happening, and then soft working the rest of the month when the kids are on holiday. And then in the weeks as well, in between the months, I also have a week off every month where I'm just, again, soft working, mostly off social media. That's what usually happens with that, because I still have a membership to run. So that still happens, but it's mostly off social media. And then the day-to-day of my life is that my diary for one-on-one check-ins is only open 2 to 3 times a week, depending on sports and extramurals that my kids are involved in. So on the days that they finish much later at school, where I've got more leeway, that's when my diary will be open for people to book one-on-ones. And then on Tuesdays, that's when the membership is run, Tuesday evenings. And that's the more calmer day in my family, because on Monday, kids finish at 7 p.m. On Wednesday, they finish at 7 p.m. again. So Tuesday is the membership day. And then Thursday, I'm going to start lives on TikTok, because that's another calm evening in my life. So understanding the different models and how they can work for you and your family. It's also very important to understand your energy around these kinds of things, because I could say, okay, I take clients and do one-on-ones the whole day, but I learned very quickly that does not work for me, because I'm so depleted at the end of the day, and then I've got nothing to give to my kids, which defeats the whole point of creating a business that fits into your life, as opposed to your life finding a way to fit into your work, right? Because I can't be tired for the very people I'm doing this for. If you want to leave your 9 to 5, you can't come back and create something that is a 9 to 5 for you as well, because then just stay in your job. Right? So we're going to discuss the 3 business models that generally work well with moms, and I'm pretty sure you'll find where you fall in that in that space. The first one is digital products, right? So this is where your courses, templates, ebooks, audiobooks, videos, this is where they go. The things that you're going to teach people and put behind a paywall. This is ideal for the mom who loves teaching, who's also creative, because you need to create the templates that work. And also, if you've got a lived experience and you just want to put it in a book, that will help someone kind of, by the time they finish reading that book, they'll have some kind of transformation or result. You can do it as a digital product. This is ideal for the mom who wants to create something one and done and move on. It's also ideal for the mom who does not necessarily like having human interactions, because we don't all like doing that. I mean, I'm a nice mix of both, where I do know when I want to be completely by myself, and I also do miss interacting with humans. So that's why I coach. But this one is great for the mom who is maybe a little shy, or the idea of constantly showing up just feels draining. You create digital products, and what you do then is spend 2 hours a day just creating marketing around your digital products, because once you've created them, the job is to then make people know that you've got the solutions to the problems that they might be having. And so you'd create the marketing, you'd make sure that you've got a very tight funnel and people are having a great time going through your funnel, and they aren't, ironing out any kinks that show up, especially because you are not face fronting business. You don't necessarily interact with people. Your systems are going to need to be smooth. Okay. Second one is to do coaching and or consulting. So coaching is you've got a skill or a lived experience that you are now transferring onto someone else. This could be one-on-one, it could be group coaching. With consulting, you've got a skill in a specific industry and you are consulting those businesses or people who are in the industry. This is those businesses where, again, you are someone who enjoys interacting with people. You love to be there for the aha moment. When you see someone go, oh, I never thought of it that way. That's my favorite phrase, by the way. So you want to be there for those moments. It's important to know if you are that kind of mom, because if you want to be there to see the person's face light up and be part of the journey in that way, you can't offer your solutions over digital products, because in the digital space, the digital product space, even if you've recorded a course, you don't get to see a person have the light bulb moment, right? It doesn't mean you can't do both. I mean, you really could have a course and still take on one-on-one clients, or have group coaching and webinars and all that good stuff. But the first one is really for the mom who's just like, I don't want to interact with humans, but I know what can solve their issues, so I'm going to give them that, but I don't want to interact. And then coaching and consulting is you are interacting with people. So you could also become a virtual assistant, and the best way, I generally always feel like, niche down so you're known for something, and then you can start adding other things once you've got clients. So become a virtual assistant, don't be a general one, okay? Don't be the person who's going to do everything that's admin related or anything that's socials or whatever related. Pick a lane that you're going to specialize in. So maybe you are a virtual assistant who does business proposals or funding proposals, or you're a virtual assistant that does social media, not the content, but maybe scheduling it out. So the content is there, you put the schedule, you do the captions, that type of thing. Pick a niche that people come to you because they want this particular service. Businesses come to you because they want this particular service. And then once you've got them as clients and you want to add to your offering, then you go to the clients you've worked with and you say, actually, I offer this as well if you just want to bundle it up and make it easier for you. You know what I mean? You can be a ghostwriter. Ghostwriters write books for people who have a story to tell, but maybe not necessarily the time or how to kind of write in a way that they weave their story in a way that's entertaining and will keep people reading. All of that good. They don't have the skill to write, although that can be learned like any skill. Or you could be a designer. This is where graphic designers live. Again, service-based. You can. This is again, if you're a mom who's a hybrid between wanting to interact with people, but maybe you just want to interact with business people, not necessarily everyone who might want your service. So you just want to interact with companies, you do that. This part is for you, where you're interacting with business owners. This is where you do that. The third shift that you can start making slowly without rushing yourself, you're not stressing yourself out of a job, you're working yourself out of it with love and care, okay? So the third thing you can do is to create a piece of content. Wait, before you lose your mind, you don't have to post it. Not yet anyway. But you create a piece of content. This content is to introduce yourself and to tell us about your offer. It's to start infusing your content with storytelling. And it's a story you've already started telling, because going back to number one, when you get clear about why you're doing this, why do you need to be the one who's giving this offer or who's selling this product? What is your why? Why are you here? How did we get here? Because even when you watch a movie, right, there's an inciting incident. Like, we don't just turn on and get there and watch the main actress or actor just kind of chill and do nothing, because what kind of movie is that? Something happens that leads to a decision being taken, that leads to something else happening, that leads to a decision. So what was your inciting incident? What made you decide that I actually want to start creating digital products? That's your story. You tell us that in bits and pieces. You keep telling us, what's your story? Why did I land on helping moms make money, create businesses? It's because I recognize that most moms that I speak to, right, and I'm not saying there aren't people who are outliers, want to actually be part of raising their children. And the issue is, where's the money going to come from, right? And I don't believe that moms need to be in a position where they have to choose survival over being part of raising their kids. I think you only get one shot with one of the most important tasks of your life, which is raising your babies. And I don't think we need to be choosing what we do instead of that, right? And so that's how I got here. That's how I landed here, because again, I was raised by a single mom, and I remember when I went to my high school, which is one of the best schools in the country, and that comes with different things, right? That comes with recognizing that, oh, other kids have got moms or people at home who can come to every single thing. Like, you forget your lunchbox, your mom's dropping it off. Because why? Your mom has flexibility. And I was like, if I become a mom, this is how I want to be a mom. Because I actually do not think it's okay that my relationship with my mom during the week is literally just around, have you done your homework? Is your uniform out? Like, it was a list of logistics, and we only got to really chill and catch up on weekends. Nah, bruh, nah. I needed to be part of it, and I know I'm not the only person, and so it was about a matter of, okay, fine. The fix is, let's find a way for moms to be making money while they raise their kids. So that's how we land here. And then it keeps growing, because it's like, and also the more kids you have that aren't growing up alone, the better society we're eventually going to have. Literally, that's what I've told myself. this is how this all fits for me. And it may sound crazy and over the top for someone else, but this is literally how it fits for me. This is how I keep showing up, because I'm just like, everyone's eventually going to wake up to this, that you don't have to sacrifice raising your children to make a living. That was a rant. But that's what you create content around, okay? You create content around why you're here. You create content around giving value around your offer. So give solution, give quick wins in your content. So if someone is a baker and maybe there's a certain way that makes sure that your baking never flops, make a quick video about making sure that your dough never flops. I don't know, but you get what I mean. Do those kind of videos that are quick wins, and videos that are telling us why you're here, okay? And then understanding that you can only edit what's there. You can't edit what isn't there. So if you're not going to create the content, even if you don't post it, if you can't go back to something, look at it, watch it, and be like, oh, next time I should do this, or I need to tweak here, or I need to say it this way, I need to phrase it that way. Whatever the story is, you can't do that if you're not starting. You know, you need to have a draft. You need to have multiple drafts that you are refining. So that's the small shift that you can do. Again, you don't have to post it on your socials, but it really might be good for you to do it so you can get real life feedback. Not just your own, but other people as well. You know, I think that helps you grow a little quicker. And number 4 is to get on a platform that helps you keep your audience in one space, okay? You do not want to keep your audience just floating around your social media platforms. You want to put them into a container where you can speak to them, nurture them, get closer to them. Because if you just leave your people who find you, if they're just going to stay on TikTok, you've got no way of measuring whether they are still plugged in or not, unless someone is commenting and liking your videos every single time you upload. Then you're like, okay, they're still there-ish. But also when you have people in a different container, so in an email sequence, for example, you are able to go deeper with them, because if TikTok is your top of funnel, this is where you're telling everybody what you do, you're grabbing their attention. So this would be the top of your funnel, where people come in cold, and those who are interested stay, and those who are interested are the ones that are going to click links and come into your email, right? Those people you can go deeper with on a subjects that you can't really go deep on TikTok, right? So you can go deeper, you can have them interact and let you know really what they're struggling with, and you can give real solutions to their real unique problems where your offer is concerned. But you can't really do that on TikTok. So you need these people in a different container. And if you're just like, well, you don't necessarily know if you are ready to pour money into this business, because maybe you don't have the extra money, to be fair. You don't have money to create a website or to open an online store or any of that stuff, right? But you want to test your product, you want to test if you've got a market and an audience, you can go and build on Gumroad. Gumroad allows you to offer a service, it allows you to offer digital products, ebooks, all of the things that you need, like audio files, all the things that you would need to run a business online. And it's got emails so people can subscribe, so you can have your audience in one place, on one platform, and you can chat to those people. And none of this needs you to pay. Gumroad only makes money when you make money. So they will charge you per sale that you make on their platform. And I think it's 10% if people find you from maybe your social medias. You pay 10% to Gumroad, and there's another 2.9% on transactional fees, which I look at it as, if you're creating digital products, you're creating them once, put a price on it, and it's passive, right? if you're running a service, if you're doing a coaching service, you just need to have your clients come through the first time, right? Then Gumroad will make money the first time that a client comes through. But then after that, when you've met with them over Zoom or Google Meets or whatever, you can give them a direct link to your calendar that does not need to go through Gumroad anymore. And then if someone finds your services on the Gumroad marketplace, then Gumroad takes 30%. Again, really negligible for me. Like how I look at it is that, well, I don't have money to build a store. I don't have money to capture my audience with different, and I don't want to use different plugins. So this is one place, one login situation, and my entire online business is there. But you can obviously decide. If you are thinking, yes, I want to go try things on Gumroad, I've got a video that you can watch that shows you how to register, how to list the product, all of that good stuff. You can watch it or put it somewhere. The final small shift you can make now that you've got your why, you are very clear on what your bigger mission is, you have created content that tells people what your offer is, and you know what business model you need to jump on. You've checked your energy, you know that this is the business model that works for me, this is what I want to create, this is why I want to create it. Then it is time for you to either create or join a group of moms who are also building with heart, who are not hustle and grinding, who are on the same wavelength as you, who are ready to slowly, while honoring their nervous system, wanting to build. And if you don't have the time or you don't know where you would start with this group, I plugging myself here, shameless plug. There's a membership that is starting in August. It's going to run until November. We start in August, and you're going to start with no business, online business, and by the end of our time together, you will have an online business. Obviously, you need to be doing the work. Do the work, and you'll have a business. I am running a July special. If you secure your seat in July, then you only pay 99 Rand subscription per month. So 99 Rand for August, for September, October, November. That's all. And then we're up in November. But you have to get in to the membership this month, before this month ends, because once we get to August, you're going to pay $2.99. And we're building in there with softness, but with firmness, because you're going to have to be accountable to yourself and to others. You're going to be confronted with whether you're serious about creating this legacy for you and your family, or did it sound like a nice thing to do. We're going to go deep. You're going to be held, because I only deal with safe spaces. I'm not a fan of making people feel weird. I think life is hard enough. So you will be held. You will also be held accountable. So if this feels like something you want to be a part of, get into the membership right this moment, and then you can also enjoy the discount. It's literally 200 Rand off for the next 4 months if you get in July. Anyway, I'm yapping. Just to remind you, there is no need to rush. Mom, you don't have to rush. I know we live in a world that makes you feel like if you are not rushing, you're being left behind. It's not true, okay? It just feels like that's what it is, but it's not true. Take your time, because think of it this way. If you take your time and you don't rush, right? You take your time, you do the feelers, you test things out. When you eventually launch, you will be so solid in yourself that the world can't help but believe what you're saying, because you need to buy into what you're saying first. You need to believe it first. And that can take time, right? And I'm just reminding you that you don't need to do any of this on your own. Again, you can join the WhatsApp group. That's the free community where we just chitty chat. But if you're ready to build, you can join the membership and start off with us in August. All of those links are in the bottom. If you found all of this helpful, and until next time, I do wish you the courage to live the life of your dreams. Bye, mamas.